Hi, I'm Katie Cowan. I'm a senior in VCD, and this past summer I interned for UW Press and I did a bit of freelance. I'm currently still interning with UW Press. They offer a publication design internship every single year through our department, so if you're interested, definitely look out for that and feel free to reach out to me with any questions. And so, in looking and applying, I wanted something full time, something I was interested in. I wanted to gain experience, and I wanted something for my portfolio. But I really was kind of just randomly applying to things on LinkedIn. I didn't really know how to search, and I really wanted a publication design internship, but I couldn't find much out there at all. And then UW Press came along, and it was a publication design internship, but it wasn't full-time. But because it was something that I was so interested in, that number one went right out the window, and I got really excited about this opportunity. And then, so going in to the interview and portfolio review, I really wanted just to show how passionate I was, so I chose to show two publication layout projects that I had done, one through class and then one through a club, and I wanted to also show some process. So I show an interaction design project. And I got the job, but working remotely is hard. We all know this. Communication is really difficult when most everything is over email. We've all experienced this through class with Zoom just not being the best. I think just when you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask. Don't feel like it's too little. Just ask. So this is what a day looks like. A lot of emails. And also just working on some mechanicals, which is that book cover that's laid out flat. Working on some image edits. I can have anywhere from 1 to 5 projects at a time. It really just fluctuates. So editing images, it's not too complicated. It's really just converting things to grayscale and removing a lot of blemishes and making sure that it's okay to go in a book and be printed. A lot of our images are historical, so it's more about the content than how perfect they might look. And so I also edit some mechanicals. So this is taking that book jacket and converting it into a paperback cover, moving all of that text around so it fits in the smaller reprint version, and making sure that every little detail is correct and that it's ready to go. I also receive book covers that other people have designed, and then I create an entire mechanical based off of that. So that's the spine and the back cover. It's making sure all of that text is correct and all the hierarchy is correct and readable, and also incorporating some of those little details. So I've actually got to create 2 book covers since I've been at UW Press. The first one being the Empress in the Pepper Chamber. It's a really exciting thing to be able to create something and put it out into the world. And I think with every design process, we start with research, but what's nice is that all the research is kind of given to you. So I read a 13-page introduction in this case, and then look at the form that the author sent that has a description of what they would expect the book visually to look like. And this author was also great in that they sent some images that they really liked and felt represented the tone of the book. So that filled in some of these images, but I also did quite a bit of image research, which was really interesting. It was really hard, though, because this was such a kind of an ancient topic to find accurate images, and we ended up actually going with something that was not from the time period, but the author did send it over, so it was okay. So this was my first round of design iteration with all these covers. After this, I met with the lead designer, and we reviewed all of them and did a little bit of critique, and then I came back with a second round of iteration on these. And these were shown to the author and a bunch of other people, and the one on the left was chosen. I would have preferred the one on the right, but sometimes these things kind of get out of your hand, which I guess is just what's different about work rather than school. So although in school we learn so much about type design and hierarchy, I think when you have this constant exercise of every single day moving things around and creating mechanicals like those, you do just learn so much more and you just get a greater attention to detail. So piggybacking off of that, you really have to like playing with type. If you don't like playing with type, then you're probably not going to enjoy sort of the day-to-day of this job, and that's going to make things a lot harder. I would also suggest liking publication design. So I also did a bit of freelance with the design department, and I also created a logo for a different company, but they're still getting all their contracts, so I can't show that. I just did a little bit of animation. It was nice to do some projects on the side and get a taste for what freelance could look like. So expectations, I would say for freelance, is be adaptable because you're working so directly with a client. Keep up with deadlines, have effective communication, and have realistic expectations for what you think you can do in the time frame that you're given. And then outside of that, it was really nice to be able to only work 15 hours a week and only have a little bit of freelance and get to do some extra projects that were completely uncritiqued and undesign related. It was really, really liberating. I would really suggest it. So in the end, I would just do something that you're passionate about, because if you're not passionate about it, you're going to spend a lot of time looking at a clock and seeing when things are going to be done.